So we all know Babe Ruth as this larger-than-life figure, home run king, national icon. But in 1935, he wasn't with the Yankees anymore, right? How did he end up with the Boston Braves?
Exactly. By late 1934, the Yankees had decided it was time to move on from Ruth, but Ruth wasn't ready to leave baseball. He wanted to be a manager, but opportunities were scarce. That's when the Boston Braves offered him a unique role. He'd play, yes, but he'd also have titles like assistant manager and even vice president. For Ruth, this felt like his best shot at transitioning into a managerial role if Braves manager Bill McKegney decided to leave. And the Braves desperately needed his star power. They hoped he'd draw crowds.
It sounds like a hopeful arrangement for both parties, but we know things didn't go as planned. Can you tell us about what happened that season?
But things unraveled quickly. Babe was no longer the same powerhouse at the plate or in the field. There's this bittersweet game on May 25, 1935. It was clear he was struggling. Just days later, on May 30, he played his final game against the Phillies. It was tough to watch.
What happened in that last game?
It's a powerful story, really. Ruth was in left field, but he was hampered by an injury. The Phillies batters quickly noticed, and they kept targeting him, hitting balls his way. He couldn't catch them. There's this haunting image of him unable to run after a ball that just rolls right past him to the wall. The fans watched him struggle in disbelief. By the fifth inning, he had an assist on an incredible play, throwing out a runner at home. But its limitations were undeniable.
And that was it? Did he leave mid-game?
Yes. After that inning, he didn't return to the field. Ruth slowly trotted off, heading to the clubhouse rather than the dugout. The fans rose in a final standing ovation, though few realized it would be the last time they'd see him play.
What a powerful farewell. Was Ruth expecting to retire at that moment?
Not exactly. He was planning to rest his injuries, thinking he'd have another chance, but after returning to Boston, the situation soured with the Braves owner, Judge Emil Fuchs. Ruth tried to honor a promise to play in a local exhibition game, and Fuchs forbade it. Angry and defeated, Ruth announced his retirement on June 4th.
How did the public react?
It was a national moment of sorrow. The newspapers were full of tributes. One even said, "A truly great figure in the field of sports passes, rather forlornly, and we are sorry." It was as if America had lost a hero. Babe Ruth wasn't just a player, he was part of the country's identity.
It's incredible to think about his impact, even in his final days as a player. Do you think he felt fulfilled by the end?
You know, it's hard to say. On one hand, he had a career like no other, the home runs, the fame, the crowds. But on the other, he wanted to manage to stay in the game. When that door closed, he had to accept it, which was clearly difficult. Ruth actually broke down in tears on the drive home, according to his wife, Claire.